Okay, so great people. I think we can get started in our meeting. I think we'll push it from an A or B's point of view. Because let's start with Pat. Do you have any agenda to put and we start to discuss? Gavin, an agenda? Let's put it forward and discuss. And then Caroline, me, and then we'll then move into another structured issues, if there are any.
Okay. I really think that the evening that we had, the Africa Day event, was a roaring success. And there were many really positive things about it. The turnout was amazing. The entertainment was amazing, as was the food. Caroline was incredible. She was the ambassador of the evening. And, it's just awesome. And there were some things that really do need addressing as well. And I think that next year will be a whole lot better by actually having an open conversation this evening and listening to everyone so that we can make next year better without the same problems. So if we can achieve that, then I really think we can go forward. And I think, our two newcomers, if you could please listen to us and hear the things that didn't go quite as good as we would have liked, then we hope that you can inject your ideas onto how to solve some of those problems and, to make it better, because we think it can be better. So, shall I begin?
Yeah,
go for it.
Okay. I think it is really important when people are working together that we are all straight with each other and that we tell each other exactly as it is. I think that was the biggest flaw in the evening, that the information that was passed on was not quite right, and therefore there were misunderstandings and it led to a lot of problems. So if we can be really straight with each other, and if I say to you, Gavin, I have 25 guests coming, that doesn't mean I've got 50 guests coming. That means I've got 25 guests coming. Or if I say to you, Caroline, we're going to have champagne for the evening, that means we're having champagne. It doesn't mean we're having green cordial. Do you know what I'm saying? It might seem like a small thing, but it's actually a big thing. And let me give you some examples, okay? Jean-Marc. When I had the conversation first about Jean-Marc, I thought there were 5 people coming, and I checked my notes and I wrote down 5 people, but there were only 2, and that was fine too. But $500 for 2 people, ladies, they were only on for 20 minutes, $500, and they took 2 people for free to support them, so they didn't have to have 4 people there, and they didn't pay them anything, and they used my drums without permission. And not only that, then on top of the $500 that they got for their 20 minutes performance, they demanded a meal from me. I said no. They're not the sort of people that I believe should be coming to a charity fundraising event. They milked it for all it was worth. When I look at these women, these young ladies, the dancing was amazing. Everybody was mesmerized by them. We should put them as the feature of the show. What did we give them? Not very much at all. I'm just saying, I think that we have to discuss these things before we put them on.
That's very good. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I wasn't aware that Jean-Marc went for a meal because he was not supposed to be part of it.
Jean-Marc
if
needed a meal.
he was supposed to pay it.
No. It was stretching the boundaries, Jaison, as it was using Keza and Julia without actually paying them. Again, those 2 women were in a performance that they didn't get paid for at all. They were our only volunteers out of the whole show. It's a fundraising event, but Jean-Marc was very greedy. He didn't come up with 5 performers. He came up with him and Jonathan, and he used my drums without asking. Now, if I was at one of his shows, he would have asked me for $10 to use one of his drums, and I would never dare touch anyone's else instrument without asking. I would never expect a free meal at the show. He sends me off to the bar to pay for food, to pay for alcohol. I don't get anything free with him. So I don't think we've got the right person for our kind of shows. I think we need less greedy people, good people, but that's something we have to talk about.
Yeah, I'm thinking on that note, we may need to bill them for the use of the drums, 1, 2, for the meals that they ate. Because I didn't know that they were. Because according to
I'm not happy about it. And Gavin was there to protect my drums, but he wasn't able to leave his post. So I'm just saying these are things you're probably not aware of, but I don't show that disrespect towards Jean-Marc or any performer, especially not if I'm charging $500 at a fundraising show that is running at a loss for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think on that note, their charge did not say that they were going to, because their charge, you remember, were to do the flyer again, to pay for the flyer again.
Yeah.
Because there were many of them on the flyer. Yeah. And he said, because he was coming with 1 person. So I also expected to see 2 people on that stage, but I saw other people. But maybe because you guys, there's this cross drumming together, maybe they agreed on their own, but it was something else. I expected to see 2 people, Jean-Marc and his. I didn't even expect to see Edie there. So I don't know how he worked his way to use other people.
No, it was Jean-Marc and Jonathan.
On that lineup.
Jonathan and Jean-Marc were the only 2 performers that came for the $500. But they lassoed.
Yeah, they were supposed not to use Edie and the other girls.
Well, no, I think my understanding was they asked them on the night. My drums happened to be there. Gavin had already started carrying them out to the car. What were they going to use? Nobody asked me about my drums.
You have to bill them for using those drums because they were not part of what we hired them to do.
No, that's right.
They used them without paying.
So are you saying you knew there were only going to be 2 people?
We hired 2 people. He charged $500 for his drummer and himself. No one else. That's why I had to redo the flyer because Adrian wrote and said it's only
Adrian spoke to me about it.
And the drama note. He commented even on our flyer and said
he spoke to me personally on the phone. He said, what are you doing with that poster? There's no way that whole group is coming out. And I said, well, I've already told Jaison that. You might remember.
Yeah, but still, if you check, we redid our flyer to suit what he was coming with.
So
I actually was surprised. I didn't expect to see 5 people on that stage.
I expected to see 5 people. And even if he'd come with 5 people, that is not 20 people that were on the poster. It was still misleading poster. So we have to be careful about our advertising, which we addressed. We addressed that. That's fine. What we haven't addressed,
we addressed that one.
Jean-Marc,
but he didn't address it himself.
Pardon?
Jean-Marc did not address his performance. He was supposed to come with, he was supposed to be 2 people on stage, but he ended up with many people. So
he got them for free.
You are not getting what he's saying. According to Pat think Jan Mark was supposed to come on stage, 5 people.
Yeah.
But I remember the final flyer that was done. Jan Mark was just Jan Mark alone with someone else. And that was enough to show people that it's only Jan Mark and a drummer, not 5 people. Because the final flyer did not have 5 people, only had Jan Mark and a drummer.
Yeah.
The
But in
first flyer
discussion,
was misleading, and the reason the first flyer was misleading, and the reason is the first flyer, Jan Mark at that time had not confirmed whom he was going to be with. So he just sent it and say, put that one, but I'm going to check who will be available on the night, and then I'll give you the final. So then finally he said, I'm only going to be me and a drummer. So then Jaison did another flyer.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So
no one should really complain that it was misleading, because the final one had only Jan Mark and the drummer.
Okay. All right. As long as you guys knew, that's fine. What's not fine with me is that he ended up using 2 extra people.
Having the meals,
he didn't pay
for
them,
the meals,
and he didn't pay me.
I had no idea.
He didn't ask for permission either.
If I knew about the meals, I would have given him a call the way I called Patrick. Remember, I called Patrick myself and told him, you got in, you had a meal, you have to pay for it. And he did pay. So if I knew that Jan Mark did the same, I would have just told him straight away that you got in, you performed, you ordered for food, and each plate, it was being paid. It was not for free.
Yeah.
So then he had,
He also just very recently has put another post on Facebook using photographs of the Africa Day event to publish a performance that he's having.
I'm happy that my girls are listening, because they are the performers of tomorrow. They have to learn this.
John Mark did not want us to be misleading using his whole band for the photographs, but he uses our Africa Day event to pretend it's his event. It's not his event. I did make a small comment about it, and he went ha ha ha, and then I put up a post. Well, it was a fundraising event, and thank you to the Pata Pata drummers for volunteering their time. You know, like, are you stupid or something? Sure, Mark. Anyway. I think that we can do better. We have these young ladies here who are beautiful dancers. We could really make them the stars of the show. Not the whole show, but we could give them 30 minutes, put them up on stage, wow the audience with them, and have an honest group of performers. Just saying.
It's just it wasn't really we didn't really confirm with them on time. Initially we were supposed to have the Acholi dancers, remember? Yes, and so they came in, so
that was very good. Anyway,
Mr. Gavin, how do you think we can solve this issue of Jan Mark?
Well, I just think it was for the little bit of performance that he got, using Pat's drum and 2 of Pat's friends on the night, is $500 just excessive. That's excessive amount of money for a little performance.
I was also thinking
that's more than.
Yeah,
I don't earn that in a week. He earned that in like half an hour.
Don't you also think? Don't you also think we need to have a contract, performance contract, which then addresses these things, and people sign up to the etiquette of the night?
Yes.
Sure, and probably just shop around for some other performances instead of paying one dude $500. The whole $500 should have been split between all the entertainers, not just to one dude's pocket. Like the girls did just as long a performance as he did for I don't know what the girls got, but they did well. Pat's friends and drummers and stuff got nothing, or a bottle of wine in the end. But
Just on that issue, sorry, just on that issue, you guys are quite right. Like paying $500 just for 2 people is quite a lot. And I know we came in late on that day, but I'm not quite sure if we also got our payment as well. Just to be on that topic as well, since we're on payments. I'm not sure if we got the right amount of payment for the
What did you get,
replacement
may I
as
ask,
well.
please? What did you?
We
you girls
haven't gotten paid at all. Pardon?
There we go. You're supposed to be paid.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be paid. We will
That's why I
address.
just thought I'd
We will address that. It might be next year when we address that, but that will be addressed because it's wrong.
Yeah, it's all right because we understand. Yeah, we understand that we came in at a late notice, but just because I'm hearing like this 500 for someone that just performed for like 2 people, it is quite unprofessional.
There were
But,
two.
yeah.
There were 2 other performers who turned up to perform, and they didn't perform at all, but we paid them.
Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah. I feel like it should be some sort of contract before, or some sort of agreement beforehand, like some cancellation fees, some sort of before you pay someone, you know.
Yeah. And
that's
a
quite a
certain
lot.
protocol as well.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe just like a fee, like a small fee before the performance, and then the following once they have performed, then you can pay them a full amount of the rest of the performance, just in case things just in case they don't show up. But I feel like that's a much more safer option than paying them beforehand or afterhand when they haven't even showed up. Just as entertainers, that's what we like to do.
I don't think anybody got paid beforehand. Did Jean-Marc get paid beforehand, Jaison?
After the program.
Okay.
All right. What I'm doing is I'm trying to I see that document sent to the wrong email. So I'm putting it, since we are discussing the issue of money, it's good to discuss looking at it, all of us, so that we are on the same page. That's why I don't know why it cheated and went to the wrong.
Well, ladies, I'm very sorry you didn't get paid, because I remember Caroline and I discussing it at the door. The girls were there. Yeah, they will be paid. I was under the impression you were going to get paid, you know. So I don't know what's happening with the finances, but I would almost say that we probably need to have an accountant in charge of finances, because clearly we're not competent.
Yeah, just someone in charge of like transaction and each group just following amount, just so like if things do go wrong, you can call them back up and be like, hey, this amount was paid to you and would like it back, or would like it, you know what I mean? Just so we know. Or you could follow up and be like, did you get paid for this and this event? Just so it's much more easier than just going on the top of your head and just Yeah,
I agree. That's good advice. The idea of a contract is really good advice. Thank you.
Yeah.
So are we okay with that topic? Can we move along with that? Has anyone got anything else to add to the Jean-Marc fiasco?
The topic of the payments, let's forfeit it to the end of the discussion, because it has got a written material on it, which makes discussing it easier for newcomers.
Is all that available to see now, though, Jaison?
Yeah, because I have to send it to my email.
Because I can't look at
I have to send it to my...
I can't look at that.
Are you using a phone?
I have to. It's the only connection I've got. So I can't look at the document and talk at the same time. But if you guys can, that's fine. I don't need to see it, as long as Pat and the girls can see it and look at it together. I'm happy not to be able to see it. I'll be able to hear you and see you.
I have to print it out and look at it. I have to. That's why I've got, you know, a whole wad of printouts here. I have to print out everything to be able to read it properly. That's not going to happen tonight. I think, look, let's just keep the discussion moving so that we.
No, the thing is, all right. We will come back to it at the end of the discussion. All right, fine. Let's do this. It's not coming.
Let's do payment platforms.
All right.
So we had the Eventbrite platform. We had the Eventbrite platform where people can buy tickets. And yes, there was a $3 or $4 fee on it, but it works very smoothly because it keeps records of who pays. There's no money at the door. And when you reach your quota of payments, there are no more tickets. So if we had stuck to that, we would not have had the problems that we had at the door. But because there was bank transfers, which were cheaper, and then there was the cash payments at the door, and then only a few other ways, we lost control of the number of people who came in through the door. Gavin might like to have to say something about that because he was the one at the door for nearly the whole night.
Oh, yeah, well, I only found it hard because I didn't know these people. And when one group buys 21 tickets and then about 30 of them come in on that 21 tickets, made it very difficult. I had people using the same name throughout the night, and it's like, oh, I don't know who's who. People were coming in saying, oh, I'm with Masaba Auto, and then 10 minutes later, oh, I'm Masaba Auto. It's like, well, he's already here, and these names already crossed off my list when they were coming in, and it just got very confusing not knowing the people. Especially when they did multiple purchases. A lot of people showed me their name on their phone with their ticket, and some people just said they were part of the groups that they were with. Which made it really hard.
I think on that note, I think for the future, if someone makes a block booking, they need to give us the names of the people they are coming with.
That's right. We need 21 names. That's right. I agree with you. Yeah, bulk bookings need the names with them. Yeah.
And then can I add, as they come in, that they wear a band across their wrist that says Africa Day event, and that band stays with. We have to see people's bands as they come back in and out. No band, no entry.
Yeah, you can get them little stick-on wristbands. They're easy. Peel the little tab off and stick them to you. They're easy.
Yeah. That then becomes your dinner ticket, and it becomes your entrance out and in. And if you don't have one, you don't come in. But I think our big mistake was handling cash. You lost control of it. There are other payment platforms that people use. Most people use Eventbrite, but there are other platforms as well. They all seem to charge around $3 or $4 a ticket, and it's normal practice. And if you cannot use a computer, then you go to your friend, and your friend uses the computer for you. But that's normal practice. I think we have to make it much more easy for ourselves. Because it's also a security issue handling money. Like, I had no way of holding money. Gavin had a scoop. We could use that pocket to put the money in. Carolyn didn't have a bag either, so we're both stuck. So it's not a secure way of handling things. We just have to be tough with people and say, yes, I understand how to use a computer. Even though you run a shop and you use a computer in your shop and you have your little thing where you can get people's money, but you can't use a computer to buy a ticket. You think I'm stupid? No, really, they're pulling your leg. They're pulling your leg.
There was a stage during that night where I escorted the little boy to the toilet, and the room next door to the pool room, somebody had opened the door behind the kitchen, so they were coming in off the street, not even coming through the front door. They were coming in to the pool room. Somebody opened the side door there. So that's a security issue. That door should have been either locked or put out of action or something. I'm not sure. The performers were coming in and out, getting changed and stuff through that door without me even knowing they were there, and that was a bit daunting.
You know, we need a security person, someone who maybe someone's actually willing to volunteer. If it is actually a fundraising event, there are many people who will volunteer their time because they know it's going to a good cause. They won't volunteer their time if they know it's not making any money, though, I might just add. But we do need a security person, someone who's at the door, someone beefy, whose job it is purely just to stand there so people know, hang on a minute, we're not going to challenge this person. We don't have time for it. Caroline is so busy with the guests. Jaison, you're busy with the music. Gavin, you were just run off your feet completely. You know, I'm a Mickey Mouse. No one can care about me. Like, we need someone, you know, like a security person. Even if we only give them $50, stand on the door, have a drink. We need a security person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another issue. That's a very good point. I'm also thinking we need to because the feedback is that the venue was small, and it doesn't need feedback anyway. We saw it with the tickets that the venue became small and it was small. So in the same
Jaison, the venue would have been fine. Mohammed said only 80 people, but you told me 100. He said
it himself. He was just changing, but he said it himself.
No, he told me he told you 80. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, really? Well, he didn't even have enough.
I think that's another problem that we need to correct again. We need to have something written down as far as venues are concerned by the venue provider, so that they don't say this to one person and that to one person.
Yeah, that's good.
Mohammed told us on that day that he said 80.
Yeah, because there is a bigger venue, the Tebaton Community Center next to.
But Gavin was there. Gavin was there when I actually checked with Mohammed. I said, "Oh, Mohammed, you know, how many people are allowed in this place? 100." I said, Jaison told me 80. He said, no, 100. No, Jaison told me 80. I said, well, okay. We laughed.
No, he was a bit unprofessional. Otherwise, if he said 8, we were not going to continue getting people's money, not at all.
Yeah.
So you're right. We need it in writing. Absolutely.
We need it in writing so that we all know what we are doing.
Yeah.
But besides that, there's a bigger venue next door to him. Tebaton Community Center. It's a very upmarket place.
Lovely.
I don't know if you know it. In front of where we played the other day. Yeah. At a festival.
Beautiful. I think
so. We'll be in control. No one can tell us the number. The city council will tell us the number.
Yeah, but we also have to agree that when we reach capacity, it's over. No more ticket sales. So we have to work out how many seats there are so that people can sit comfortably, and we don't have to feel sorry for them and buy them extra wine because they're sitting like this.
Yeah.
Actually, if we get them drunk enough, they won't care about sitting like this. They'll all just be swaying together. You know, they won't mind.
They'll all be sitting on each other's lap. They wouldn't care.
5,000 deaths. Oh God, how embarrassing! How embarrassing! Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, if we see an Eventbrite platform, will have maximum number of tickets sold. Once the maximum is reached, no one can buy more tickets. There was someone who managed to buy a ticket from you, Jaison, on Saturday morning, even though we were already at capacity. Go on, tell them about it, Jaison.
Was it the Eventbrite?
They will cut off at the maximum.
Yeah. I was looking for this dude's name on the list, and I said, well, when did you get your ticket? On Thursday or something. He goes, no, this morning. I said, well, they were shut up on Wednesday night. We closed it, and he actually showed me the thing on his phone with his name on it.
Yeah,
I said, well, you got to come in. I said, you've got the ticket. So I don't know how he got it on the Saturday morning when the tickets went off sale on the Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, it was full on Thursday. Cool. Because I put it up on Facebook. Said, Jaison, will you let me put it on Facebook? Yep.
No, we put that person. That person is an owner of a shop. She talked to that person way before, and the person, then he just buys the ticket on the day when we had written that it's over, without even consulting anybody.
I think I should.
We need to cap the tickets with Eventbrite. Then we're saying we've got 80 tickets. Can you sell these 80 tickets for us? Once the 80 tickets are gone, Eventbrite's done its job.
Could be, yeah.
We should have kept it at whatever ticket number there was, or if it's 80 or 100 or 150, no matter what it is, we need to let the organizer for the ticket seller know that number.
And
no, because we are responsible for setting up Eventbrite. I think let's set it up to end the day before.
No, it's capacity.
Because that Eventbrite was ending on the same day.
Oh, okay.
No, it needs to end when you've sold out. When Jean-Marc sells his tickets, sold out, no more tickets available. You cannot buy anymore. There are a maximum number of seats. Finish.
Yeah, the problem.
But Jean-Marc does not have
on our side.
Jaison, no refunds.
The problem we had on our side. The problem we had on our side was that some tickets were bought on through the account, so it left a gap in the online. So the online did not report. So anyone can and buy a ticket.
I think
that's the thing. So I think we will just say let's use one payment platform.
Yeah. No more
that's
direct.
It.
Yeah, that's a solution. Yeah,
we can just use one payment platform.
But
so
Jaison,
that's online.
Also...
That's it. If it's we all come again. You
correct.
Say
no more refunds either. That has to be. Remember me saying to you, Jaison, we have to say no refunds unless there is a COVID lockdown. So we had to give refunds.
Yeah, I think all the refunded people.
But that's their problem.
All the refunded people, according to this according to this document, they all got COVID.
And there were only three, I think.
There were only three.
Only Brown.
It's not about whether it's not really about whether the individual gets COVID. It's about whether the restaurant has to go into lockdown and force people to go. That's when you give a refund, like the airlines. The airlines will give you a refund if the airline cannot support your ticket. But if you get sick with COVID, you don't get a refund. That's your bad luck. It's only when the institution has to go into lockdown. That's when you deserve your refund. We can't afford to give people refunds for getting sick. Anyone can say sick. They can change their mind. Oh, I'm sick.
Something from Pat's side.
Also, Robin, Brown, and
James.
I know she was sick because she wasn't at work. I checked up on her.
Yeah,
I did.
Brown the same.
And I know that doesn't sound nice, but I checked up on her because I thought I'm going to get. We can't afford refunds, and I wanted to know. But we shouldn't even give it to her, or your friend either. If they don't come, they don't come. That's their choice. It's only if the restaurant cancels or if the event gets cancelled, then we give everybody a refund.
That's very correct. I think in our next event we have to specify that online. Yeah. Because we said we agreed that we are going to use one payment platform online. 2, we specify the refund.
No refund policy. No refund policy. What that means is there will be a refund policy if the restaurant shuts down. That's normal practice. But Jean-Marc does not give refunds if you get sick. You can get hit by a car. He's not going to give you a refund.
But when it comes to it, he wants to eat for free.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot from Jean-Marc, you know. I'm learning a lot from
I didn't, you are very right.
And while we're talking about Jean-Marc, another thing that he does for his shows, he makes people go to a bar and you pay someone for the night and they pour drinks. And the drinks are expensive. It's really good because all the profits go to the show. They line up 20 deep for a drink and the bar people pour them their beers and shh. Come on, Jaison, you've done this before. You've sold cans of soft drink for $2. Makes a lot of money.
No, this was just
So we can do that again.
Correct. That's very correct. So yeah,
The food
we have
was
many
beautiful.
areas to improve on.
The food was beautiful. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of it. I got a takeaway.
I'm wondering when you say
So, but Jaison, no matter how beautiful it was, $35 for a meal is very expensive.
yeah, that's
So I think for 2023,
look for alternatives.
we need to, because this is an African chef, and those are other two African chefs there. They can prepare a very good African meal, these three girls. I'm telling you, Pat and Gavin, these three people can prepare nice African meal.
Why not be the chef, the entertaining chefs? Oh, beautiful. You can do the food when everything's cleaned up. Then you come on and do a spectacular performance. Man, you get double pay.
Yes, they'll get double pay. That's best. That's why that's very good, because instead of paying Mohammed $35 pay, whatever, per plate, we can give these girls $15 per plate.
Look, you know,
And
people
they
want Ghanaian food, or they want
That can
different
even
African.
be easier.
We can do it cheaper.
Yeah, and we've got drinks and other
Honestly,
things
that
to
sounds.
put on.
Honestly, that sounds great. As in, I just like you guys were saying, $35 is a lot for food when we could have easily like gotten many of our many African aunties to just, you know, if you were to give them at least 100 or 150 to cater some food, it's very, and they'll bring in like a lot of food for like however many people. I feel like food can easily for next year it will be a different alternative for food instead of $35 a plate, where we could just set up like a buffet table and just like pay for a plate and then just get what you want from that
because of COVID, you don't want people, you know.
So people will serve it to you like on that plate while you walk in.
It would take an hour to get everyone fed, and that would be
100%.
The venue for next year is a very good kitchen and bar, so we can sell. We can put, like you are saying, you can put all the food and people can point and you serve from inside. It's very good. And there's a bigger stage for performance. There's better chairs and the round tables, which is good.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And there's parking on site, not on the road like we did that day.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Another thing that I went to a show not long ago, and you had to buy your tickets. And then when you arrived, of course, you had to have your name signed off and you got your waistband. But there was no designated seat. There was like a table, and you're on table 10, you find your own seat. You can't be, it's too difficult to place people in their seat.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, that was us.
Yeah, the table setting.
Other than the invited guests, the rest of them should have just sat where they wanted to. We didn't need to put them in groups like that. That's our mistake, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking with the type of tables we have in the Theberton Community Hall, we still can just put a label to say table 5, table what. Then they go and so that we know where to put food or whatever. But like you said, just the guest table.
I mean, there might be someone. There might be a group of 8 people who say we would like a table. Easy, you got table 8 reserved.
Exactly. Yeah, and then it would be easier to tick off once that table's full. Just be like, there.
So table 8 is reserved for the people from Yankalilla, but they sit where they want. You know what I mean? And all the leftover tables, first come, first serve. You sit next to a stranger and you say, hello, how are you? Nice. You meet new people.
Exactly.
So, Gavin has a lot of work next year.
yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah, bigger venue will be easier.
Yeah.
We have a bigger venue now. Very big venue where we are responsible for food, we are responsible for drinks, we are responsible for. I think we are not responsible. We're in control of everything. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But you can say to someone, look, you're responsible for drinks. You go out and buy what you need to buy. Here's a list. So you make that person responsible. They don't do it on the day, by the way. They do it the week before, Jaison, or 2 weeks before they pick up.
You will have to get a liquor's license for that day, though, which is easy to get.
Oh,
yeah.
If we're going to do our own alcohol, we need to be able to sell that legally through a liquor license.
I've got my RSA. If you guys may need, do you have my
that's very wonderful. You have your RSA.
I've got my RSA, so I can be able to serve alcohol.
Well, I'll work with you, love. You and me behind the bar.
If it's already a licensed venue, I don't know if it matters, but yeah, it needs to be looked into. We've done it before with darts and stuff. We've hired a venue and then we've had to pay for our own license. And then,
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. I mean, these are all expenses that we have to take into account. But I think it's really worth delegating and saying, okay, your job is liquor. And this is what you need to do. You have to do it, and you have to do it on time, not on the last minute, not on time. Like the week before, you get all your alcohol organized. You stack it in your garage. You bring it in early. You know, nothing on the day. There's so much going on that day. We have to get the printing done well beforehand. Everything well before. So on the day, we're not all stressed out. Is that right, ladies? You don't start going grocery shopping for food on the day. It's done a couple of days beforehand.
Absolutely.
Yeah. At least we are many now, about 6 people, I think, who spread the love.
Well, I think it's going to be a lot easier if we take all these things into account. You know, what the ladies have said about cooking. You've got some aunties that might be able to come on board. We have to, though, take it into account in our budget. And we have to say, actually, you know, we have these expenses. So how much is the food cost? We have to pay this auntie and this girl and this one. And we have to pay the liquor man, and we have to buy all the liquor, and we have to buy the printing. So we need to actually have written down what it is we need to spend money on. So if we're actually going to say this is a charity event, there's got to be charity money.
Finding volunteers.
There has to be charity money. You can't be saying to the public, this is a Cans for Kids project. We're going to build a school at Ghana. Oh, sorry, there's no money to actually build the school. Whoops. Hey!
Yeah, I think we should sort of find people that are unwilling to volunteer.
Hugely embarrassed.
Like Shukur said.
An international following, and right now I'm looking like a dickhead.
Let's do this. Let me say something.
Maybe we can have another show really soon, you know, and make it.
Can I say this? I've sent this document to all of you.
Okay.
The financial, income and expenditure of everything as it is. The groups in italics have not been paid. That includes these girls.
Yeah.
The event ran at a loss of $723.90. This one.
Yeah.
But if you open the document, it's now on WhatsApp group. You'll be able to see everything. All the sends that were received and paid, they are all recorded there. Very perfect. And it's agreeing with what's in our bank, which means Pat, you and Carolyn have got to go to the bank and withdraw 230, which is there, which was deposited by Musaba and Mohammed, to ensure that the remaining people who haven't been paid, they need to be paid.
Yeah, yeah.
But that can be done another day. I can advance you guys, and then you give me my 230. But if you can quickly go and withdraw,
I can let Caroline know when I'm in Adelaide next, and probably on one of those Fridays.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, you can organize, and we are not in a hurry anymore.
But with regards to the girls, the money that we owe them, we should actually make a note of that and make sure that we structure the finances so they get their money next year.
It's here. It's all here.
Yeah.
I mean, they can get their 200 this year, because our loss is 273. I will donate 273 to ensure that the loss is covered.
Well, you don't have to either be at a loss. Someone's got to get their money out of. Hopefully, we're going to make some profits next year, or we have some kind of music event throughout the year that's done for charity.
Yeah, we can plan that to ensure that. Anyway, let's all go and read the document, and then we can discuss in the next meeting. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure. What do you think? I think after looking at it, it's better than.
Is there written on the document, Cans for Kids project, no donation available? It needs to be noted that it's
after you read it,
but
after you go through it, when you go through it, when you go through it and then we agree with what's on it, then I can now put that information and put the Cans for Kids logo. It's now official. We can send it out.
No, what I'm asking is that on the financial document, it's stated that because the program ran at a loss, there has been no fundraising available for Cans for Kids project. It has to be written somewhere. It's advertised.
That's what I'm saying.
Sign it off and just.
That's what I'm saying. We have this document for all of you to look at.
Yeah.
When you agree with it, then now I can add that statement, and then we produce the final document.
So then what I want to do, Jaison, is I want to have that document available for anyone who wants to check it.
Very correct. That's why we need transparency and accountability.
Yeah. And then I will make a statement on my page and in my web page.
Which can go to Africa Day as well. The same.
But I'll do it with the video. Jaison, are you hearing me?
Oh, it's not a video.
You mentioned that the videographer is making a video of the evening.
Oh, the videos are done already. I've got them here in this USB.
So what I would like to do is when the video is released, then I can put the video up on my Facebook, my Cans for Kids project Facebook page saying, yes, we had an Africa Day village and this was the great success. Unfortunately, there wasn't any, blah, blah, blah. I have to give them an explanation. People are I did all this advertising about Cans for Kids in school, and I have to tell the public something.
Absolutely, I agree.
That's
you.
very correct. That's the importance of
And it's
transparency
late.
because
Yeah,
we
it's late.
we
This
have
is
no
like,
money to hide.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Come
as
again?
soon as you give me the
You see-
video, I will be able to do that. With
Yeah,
a
it's fine.
statement.
The videos are ready. I'll send them out today.
And then
And
if someone
there are also those pictures as well.
and you know what? Maybe nobody wants to look at it, but it will be there if they do.
It has to be. It has to
Yeah.
be because you're a professional. I'm a professional. People trust our jobs, the professions we do, and the girls are budding professionals. They are going to uni, whatever. So people need to trust us when they see that transparency.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, with the help of the girls, that we're probably going to have much better money management and much better way of controlling expenses, because you can see how much money was spent on a meal as well as one entertainer that blew the budget completely. So I reckon that next year is going to be better. So thank you for your
It will be.
contributions.
I think.
Thanks also
Can I
for all
say
the into it and for your contributions.
what can go on our agenda for next meeting? What can go on our agenda for next meeting? Girls, everyone, let's contribute.
Well, we would have had a chance to look at the documentation, so we can finalise that and just advance on that, I suppose.
Finalize the documentation.
And at least then we can say that we've read it and at least show where it's gone. And then, like you said, we need to put something else on there about the Cans for Kids no fundraising thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've got the venue sorted for next year. So do we need to worry about the next year's event, or do we want to keep focusing on this year's?
I think we need to continue building up the momentum, and we need to agree on the musicians for next year. And the issue of food, the girls mentioned the point, they need to go and look more into that and bring more concrete information. I will go and check the numbers of the venue, but they've agreed to give us the date and see their whatever, and then we can then have a day to go and look at the venue together as a team. Maybe when you shall come on Friday.
May I ask, are any of you ladies, you know, pretty savvy with writing grants?
Come again? No. I've actually, no, I don't think we've written a grant before.
Yeah, I'll stuck at it.
What we can do is I can start the process of the grant and we can all chip in to add points. Then what I'll do is I'll give you passwords to the grant application portal.
Yeah.
Then we can all add points.
Yeah.
And then we submit.
Yeah, I think
Teamwork.
If we can get ourselves a cultural grant, then some of the pressure of finances will come off our shoulders. But even if we can, whether we can or can't, I think with the help of the girls, we'll have a much better food menu that's delicious still, but far more economical, and that will make a big difference.
I know very well that they can make good food, these girls. Because Mohammed's food was more of North Africa. He was trying to make East and Southern and West and whatever to make it, but he's more of North Africa. He was much more that side.
I think
so. Next year we'll make a good meal.
A proper African meal, an authentic African meal. Yeah. Yeah. Because the boys were saying to me out the back, "What's on the menu? Have we got fufu?" I said, "No, fufu. This is Ethiopia." Oh.
I think for like events, it's a bit easier if we sort of stick to like sort of smaller / finger foods of like African finger foods / instead of making like big soups and fufu, like we can do like rice, maybe mandazi, chapati, just something like that is like make it full but not too Exactly.
You can't be
yeah.
putting your hands in it. You can't.
Yeah.
This is COVID country. You can't do that. You
And
know, the boys were just
absolutely.
fantasizing, and that's what you can do at home, but you can't do it together with other people.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be so much easier to sort of
And us Westerners,
serve.
we're too clumsy with that. We go like this. It's all over us. You know.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
So basically, like we are saying, it's this Africa Day is more like artist-driven and volunteer-driven. Like you are artist girls, Pat is an artist. You saw her on stage. I'm an artist. She's an artist. Gavin is a volunteer. So there is not much of politics involved in it, but much.
But you know something? If we could get more university students involved, I would be prepared to write them all a CV, some kind of acknowledgement of their community service that you
Those
could
girls
use.
who need CVs.
Yeah, but you could use that. You could use that, you know, in your documentation when you leave school. That's really important that you have some interaction with the community, that you've shown leadership and initiative and all that kind of thing. And I would certainly be prepared to do that for you. That's gold, guys.
Yeah,
gold.
that would be very good. I'll need one as well. I'll need one as well.
Well, look, I do that. I do that for, you know, student teachers who come my way and they work. I write them out an honest reference. And nearly in all cases, they're fabulous. Nearly always, because they work really well. So look, that's just my offer to you. You know, you might have a friend who might like to do it with you, someone reliable. I promise you.
Yeah, and most of all these volunteers, please, girls, bring young Africans so they benefit.
With my logo as the president of Cans for Kids, I'll write you something that will benefit you in getting a job. I'll be your referee.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you all.
That would mean a lot. Thank you.
So in my capacity as the secretary, can I say the meeting is finished? Are we all happy that we finished the meeting? It's almost an hour, 2 minutes to go to an hour.
No, it's good timing, Jaison.
So our meeting was recorded. It's on our YouTube as a private video. You can always go back to it and refer to it and look at it.
Entertainment. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Good night to all. See you at next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Thank you.